Hey everybody, welcome in. I'm Joey. It's been a B-class week for me. I've been running this 2002 Camaro. Been really liking it. It's really quick on the straights. It's a little tough in the corners. The back end can get pretty loose, but overall, been loving it. And here's this Jaguar absolutely spinning the Subaru, and we're going to want to keep that guy in mind. He's going to make a few more appearances later on, but my first overtake is going to come here at the end of lap one on this, I think it's a Mercedes. I'm not really too sure. Looks like an oldie. Or, you know what? That might have been the Aston Martin. Not too sure, but we're up into fourth place. And then I'm going to overtake this guy here, but the senior citizen parks it in the middle of the road.
You may have seen it, or you may be dealing with it yourself. Elderly drivers who perhaps should no longer be behind the wheel.
So I got around Walter, the nursing home escapee, and here coming up on the sixth lap, it's game on for second place, and I'm going to have a nice little battle with this guy here. So I decide against going up the inside in that long turn. I'm going to have another look, decide against it. We're both going to go a little wide, and I'm going to kick the back end out and lose a little bit of momentum, but he's going to kick his back end out here, and I'm going to go into the back of him, and I'm going to eye up a move down this straight. It's not really going to open up for me, so I'm going to slow down and hope that he makes a mistake here, and he does. He goes a little narrow and then ends up going wide for this turn, and again, I'm into the back of him. That slows me down. I lose all my momentum, and that pretty much solidifies the third place. But hey, third place, start of the day, I will take that. That's a podium. All right, jumping over to Daytona, where it really should be a rolling start, just so we don't have so many traction issues. But and here's the Jaguar jackass getting into it with this guy again. It is what it is. It's not going to be the last time. And as we'll see here, the Camaro isn't built for Daytona, because on the last lap, the Jaguar is going to start reeling us in like we're in the movie Jaws. So at this point, I'm getting eaten alive by a shark. My natural instincts start to kick in. I need to fight back, do anything to survive. We get run straight into the wall, and I mean, any fight with a great white isn't going to end well. So we end up surrendering third place. Next up is Le Mans, and you can see we've got our best friend right next to us on the right side. For some reason, he's not going to decide to take us out this time. So I'm going to take that and get the hell out of there. Heading up towards the first turn, the Charger Daytona is going to brake a little early. I'm not going to tap him, or at least I don't think I did. I didn't hear any sounds from Forza, so I think he just went wide on his own. We're going to slide up into first place and happily take the lead. Now, through this section of the track, I know I need to build as big of a lead as I possibly can to get away from these guys behind, specifically Jaguar Jackass, because I know he's going to catch me on the straight and take me out if he can actually get to me. So if we're taking a look at the time gaps in the bottom left, I can kind of tell he's probably creating some havoc back there, because the gap was actually a lot bigger than I would have expected it to be. So I feel like I might actually be in the clear. But as we can see, I see a little bubble start to pop up at the bottom of my mini map, and we know exactly who that is. We're back in another Jaws situation again. At this point, I am shitting my pants. I've seen enough Shark Week to know how bloody this one's going to get, so I am just hoping that I make it to the end of this straight and get around the corner before he can get to me. But that gap is closing, and I can even see him behind me through the mist. That's the scariest thing I've ever seen. Here we are on the brakes, and we're just going to get around the corner. It's a win, and we can even see his indicator go flying right by. That has got to be the most beautiful thing I have ever seen. And now that we're finally out of the grasp of Jaguar Jackass, we're in the clear. It's going to be a first place, and it's time for a shoey. Let's go. Next up, Maple Valley, or as I like to call it, maybe I'll finish Valley, but probably not. So, first turn, these guys are going to get into it a little bit. Second place is going to go off. We're going to take that from them and set our eyes on first place. He's going to take this long corner a little slow. I feel like I've probably got better handling than he does. I'm going to be up into his ass there, and again on this turn. And finally, he's going to go a little wide, and I'm going to take that inside from him and slide up into first place. A little later on that lap, I built up about a second gap, but I'm going to take this jump, fly into the wall, and absolutely destroy the lead. Oh my god. So I touch tips with some 70s muscle, and I'm going to do my best to recover, get back onto the track, but not before Jaguar Jackass, who else, goes flying by us. I really can't write this stuff. So eventually I catch back up to these two guys, and I see them getting into it, and I'm not going to let them have all the fun. So I smack straight into Jaguar Jackass, confirming myself as a rammer. But I couldn't be happier. I finally got back at him, and my race was already ruined, so I couldn't be too mad. But here we are on the second lap again, making our pass, and I'm going to take the jump, and guess what? I'm going to go off again. And guess who is going to go flying right by again? Seriously, I cannot write this stuff. So I spend another eternity trying to catch up to this guy, but no need. He's just going to go off on his own. Typical Jaguar Jackass shit. And we're up into 5th place. But now we're coming up onto the jump, and I want to play a little game that I call, Will Joey Finally Take the Jump Right? Be sure to submit your yes or no answers to 1-800-FUCK-ME with 2 Ks. And the totals are in. You've selected yes. Let's see if you're right. Oh my gosh, and he stuck the landing. That is beautiful. Let's see what you won. It's a steaming pot of mediocrity. Okay, and after that reminder that I am incredibly mediocre at this game, I was looking for a good race, and I think I got it here at Indy. So since we're going to watch this whole race, there was something that I wanted to talk about that I noticed on Xbox the other day, and that's that I can't record Xbox clips of Forza Motorsport 7. And I've got kind of a conspiracy theory around this, and it's got to do with Forza, or at least Turn 10, and Xbox being in cahoots with each other, because Forza is so glitchy. I almost think they don't want clips of the game actually being made. So seriously, I urge you, go onto your Xbox and try to record a clip of Forza if you haven't noticed this already, and I guarantee you it will give you an error, which is hilarious to me. Like, I get that the game has been out for probably over 5 years now, and it basically has no support because everyone's working on the next Forza. But, like, come on. Is it seriously that bad that we can't let people make videos of this and post it? And it's not like it's even going to be posted to YouTube. It's just the 30-second clips that you take on the Xbox and, like, post on the activity feed or whatever. And no one even really goes on the activity feed. It's really just you rewatching the clips like 2 years later to see what you were doing back then. So yeah, I just think that's like the funniest thing. Anyways, back to the racing. We're starting lap 2 here, and I can tell this Honda Civic behind me is really quick. And the great thing about this race is we're in 2 totally separate cars. So the Civic, great through the turns, and the Camaro, great on the straights. So that makes it a challenge for me, at least through this section here, because I need to make sure that I'm staying in front, I'm taking my turns perfectly, And this guy behind me, he's not going to have it because he's a really good driver. And on this turn specifically coming up, I'm going to go extremely narrow. And he's going to go ahead and slot up the inside, and that's going to put me in second place. And we're neck and neck. I'm trying to go as hard as I can on the throttle to get to the braking zone. He's going to outbrake me and solidify himself in first place. Not what I wanted. That means I'm going to have to win this race on the straights. And right here, I need to get a good exit. And I kind of get that. It was pretty mediocre. Kind of the theme of the day, I guess, is mediocrity. But we're going to get a good run, and we're already starting to catch up to the Civic. We're going to go ahead and pass him here, and we're going to finish the lap in first place, and we're going to start the final lap. Now, I can't lie, it's the situations like this that have me being a nervous wreck on Forza. I could kind of work through it when I was playing on controller, but now that I've got the steering wheel, it's just so much different. I feel everything. I just get totally nervous. My foot is like heavy on the throttle. My steering isn't so precise. As you can see here, I'm totally all over the place. I'm drifting the car left and right. I can't really keep it under control. And here goes the Civic up the inside of that corner. He's going to be stuck on the outside for this one, but he's pretty strategic. He's got the inside on the following corner, and he's up in the first place. Again, it's going to be the same thing as last lap. I need to stick with him, and I need to be close when we get onto that back straight and finish the lap. So through these next couple corners, I'm really focusing on keeping it tidy, not trying to overdrive the car and put it in a position where it has to oversteer and I have to compensate for it, because that's the big problem. Especially coming onto the straight right here, I'm going to keep it pretty tidy there, and I'm noticing now I'm pretty far behind. So I'm starting to get nervous. I really need to go to catch up. And we're coming up on him. We are starting to gain now, and it's going to come down to the wire. I can't quite tell if I'm going to get there, and it's kind of looking like we're a little far away, and we are. It's going to be a second place, but hey, it's a second place, but we were only a 1/10 of a second behind, and it was a great race. I can't complain at all. I had a lot of fun driving this one, and what made it even better is that the cars were so much different. There were two totally different strategies, and honestly, I think that's what Forza needs a little bit more of. So that is going to do it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed watching it as much as I enjoyed making it. I got some great laughs out of this one, and I'll give us both a shoey. What a great race. We both deserve it, and I'll see you all in the next one.